Hi there, thank you so much for joining me. This is Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this little mini milk carton that is sized perfectly to fit one of these little self-inking stamps that I picked up from Party City. So if you're looking to give your trick-or-treaters something other than candy, or even for a great birthday party favor, this is the project for you. So let me show you how easy this is to make. We're going to start with a piece of gorgeous grape cardstock that measures 4 3/8 by 3 1/4. And along the 4 3/8 inch side, we're going to score this at 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to rotate it clockwise and score this at 1, 2 1/4, and 2 7/8. I'm going to rotate it back to the 4 3/8 inch side, and I'm going to make a score line at 1 1/2, but stop at the first horizontal score line. I'll make another score line at 3 1/2, but stop at that first horizontal score line. I'll show you a little template here. So we've done all of the vertical and horizontal score lines. Now we're going to do these diagonal score lines. So we're going to meet up at the diagonal from this little short score line at a 45-degree angle to this next horizontal score line here. I'm just going to grab my ruler and the stylus from my Simply Scored, and we're going to meet up the bottom of that little short score line and at an angle score it downwards. I'm going to do that to both of the short score lines. I'm going to rotate it and do the other side. And there we go, we've got the diagonal score lines. Next, I'm going to fold and burnish on all the score lines. For this top score line, I'm also going to fold it backwards, forwards and backwards. Okay, now for the diagonal score lines, I'm just going to pinch here, and the paper will naturally fold on those diagonal score lines. Here we go. Now, before we put this together, and I apologize, I've got smudges on my paper from my hand lotion, I'm going to grab the 1/8 of an inch circle punch. We're going to punch holes that we can loop our ribbon through. Now, when all this paper is folded together, on this side you've got 4 layers of paper, and on this side with our little tab, you're going to have 5 layers, so it's almost impossible to punch through them all at once after the box is put together. So I thought if this is going to go to little trick-or-treaters, we don't want to add a staple to this. I'm just going to show you how I lined this up to do my hole punches. So this is going to end up being our front panel here, this center section right here. And so I'm going to use that first as my guide to punch where I want those holes to go. And I'm just trying to center it up and down and right and left as best I can. Now next what I'm going to do is go ahead and fold. I'm just going to use these punches to guide me through the rest of the paper here. So I'm folding the paper, going to go in and punch. I'm just using those initial punches as my guide. Okay, so those 2 are done. I'll do the same thing over here. Now, if you wanted to, you could fold this side panel in and kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. Just kind of work your way around. Now we've got everything punched except for this last panel here. There we go. So that's where we got our holes. They're not going to perfectly line up, but it's going to be close enough for us to get the ribbon through. Now I'm going to do a little bit of cutting. So I'm going to cut this end right here at a little bit of an angle, and then we're going to remove this lower rectangle. Let me bring that template back again. So removing this lower rectangle, then we're going to cut up each of these vertical score lines, stopping at the horizontal score line. All right, now that's done. Before we put the box together, we're going to go ahead and put some Designer Series paper down. This is the adorable ghost pattern from the Toil and Trouble Designer Series paper. And these pieces measure 7/8 by 1 1/8. And those are going to fit in each of these little panels here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those down. All right, now next we're going to go ahead and do some gluing to put the box together. So I'm just going to fold this on the second score line from the left, and I'm going to put glue right along this little tab here. Then we can fold on the first score line from the right, and those should line up right where we want them to. Then this is where our seam is. So here's the back panel. So I'm going to go ahead and fold in, okay, again, this is the back, so I'm going to fold in the sides, then the back, and then I'm just going to put glue here on the front tab. Nothing heavy is going in this box, so it's okay to just glue the one tab. Then we can go ahead and put in our little stamp, kind of press that down to adhere the bottom, but it's going to be such a cute little fit. Look at that little guy in there. And then we can just pinch this closed. And like I said, the holes aren't going to perfectly line up, but they are close enough to get our ribbon through. Just going to press this into place. And then I'm going to use this beautiful black glittered organdy ribbon. I'm going to go ahead and feed that through the front, then through the back. I'm going to go ahead and tie that in a knot. Oh, so cute. Now let's do a little bit of stamping. We're going to use Gorgeous Grape ink on Whisper White. And I'm going to use this stamp set, Pick a Pennant. It's got these great small alphabet letters, and I'm going to spell the word boo with an exclamation point. And I've just mounted them on a little G block here, kind of one at either end, and it'll let me kind of see exactly where I'm stamping. Okay, then I'm going to come in with our 1/2 inch circle punch. I put those letters as close together as I could so it would fit in that little 1/2 inch circle. Then I'm going to punch a 3 1/4 inch circle out of basic black. And then from the Bottles and Bubbles framelits, I cut this little piece from silver foil. It's this bottle cap, but I loved the design of these 3 layered together. Just gives it a nice pop of silver that ties it into the glittered organdy ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those 3 pieces together. Then we'll pop that up on a dimensional. And voila, there is that super sweet little mini milk carton. I love it. Sized perfectly to fit those little mini self-inking stamps, and just a sweet little Halloween treat for someone. And you could certainly change this up for birthday favors, for shower favors, some really cute things you could do with this little box. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next video. If you're interested in purchasing any of the Stampin' Up! Products I used today, they'll be linked in the description. And I'll also include a link to my detailed blog post with all project measurements, details, and a picture of the template. I'd love to have you come visit me at thepaperpixie.com, where I post projects every weekday to inspire you. I have options to subscribe to both my daily blog updates as well as my monthly newsletter, and I'd love to welcome you as a new subscriber. You can shop with me anytime at thepaperpixie.com/shop. And if you're interested in earning a discount on your Stampin' Up! Purchases, I'd love to have you join my team of Paper Pixies. You can purchase the starter kit at thepaperpixie.com/join. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care. Bye.